Alright, since there's a lot of hype going on around Ghost Rider, I would just figure I would share my rotation. Everyone seems to have their own rotation. This is the one I've been doing the most with. I've got a tier 3 level 80 with a Judgment, normal Judgment, and he's breaking 13 million a lot of the times. 12.5 to 13 million on most of the rotations here. So my rotation that I'm doing, this would work for a Judgment too, is basically you're going to do a 3 delayed cancel, throw the chain, and then you do a 5-4. Then you do a 1-2. Let your 2 play out until there's at least 2 seconds left on the cooldown of your 5. Then you're going to start your 3 and then do your 5-4 as soon as it's possible. You're going to do 2 rotations like that, and then your 6 will be ready. I will save my 6. Some people are trying to do a 6-4. From what I've seen, doing a 6-3-5-4 does more than doing a 6-4. Basically, every 2 rotations to the 3rd rotation that comes around, you're going to do a 6 delayed cancel, just a few seconds till he does that little burst back, and then do your 3 delayed cancel 5-4. Once he throws the chain, you can cancel into your 5. You don't need to wait on that. And 2, I'm basically letting 2 play out until the 5's ready. So let me show you how that looks. And again, this is on my account. 12.5 to 13 million with a tier 3 character is ridiculous. Alright, so I do start with a 1-3-5-4, just because 1 will be ready again. And I'm going to use the co-op here, 1-2, and I'm going to let this play out until there's 2 seconds left, and I'm going to throw the chain, and then 5-4. Okay, and then 1-2. I'm going to wait for 2 seconds on the 5, and then I'm going to do a 6, lean back, 3, throw the chain, 5-4. Keep that 5-4 nice and tight behind your 3. Always let your 4 play out to where he's breathing the fire. Throw the chain here, 5-4. 1-2. Okay, lean back here, 3, 5-4. Just make sure my mic's on, because there's been times I've left my mic off accidentally. Should have enough time for one quick more. Ah, that is low. Usually I'm at 7.5. What's going on? It's alright, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. This is going to be a lower score than usual. Highest I've done so far was 13.3. My Othin is still outscoring now that I've learned you can spam with Othin, but I mean, you get the basic idea here, and I'll still show you what I score, even though it's probably going to be lower just based upon the first roar. Usually I can do about 7.5 million by the first roar, and if I don't get that, I'll try to reset, because at this point it's just not going to be as good. I do play with the graphics turned down because I get a little bit of lag when I got all the fire on my screen. That's why you're not seeing the animation from the 6, is because I have graphics on very low. Alright, I actually think I am going to break my 13 million, which is good. Like I said, about 13.3, 13.1, so I think it was 13.3. But yeah, there's my 13 mil. So it's not my highest score I've done with them, but that's 13 million with a level 80 Ghost Rider, which is absolutely ridiculous. That 13.8 is a tier 4 Brilliant Rage Othin. So it's kind of nuts what I'm looking at right now. Now, I do want to point this out, so let me just quickly show my cards, show my X swords, and then I'll show my team up collection, just so you know what sort of amplification I'm getting with these characters, or with this character specifically with Ghost Rider. Freeze the screen if you want to read my cards, but there's my cards. You can read them on your own. if you want to. Same thing with the X swords. Pause the screen if you want to read them in detail. I'm just showing you the benefits I'm getting from these. And I do want to show you that my Team Up collection for Midnight Suns is giving me 16% all attack and 2% increased pierce. And yeah, let's look at Ghost Rider really quick. I am going to tier 4 him. Pretty much I've got all of his gear up to 30 besides for the last one because I'm out of Carbonadium, which is a problem for most people. All of his skills are maxed. Maxed Universal Type Enhancement, Power the Angry Hulk. I've got a Justice on him. It hasn't been amplified at all. He's not tier 4 anyway, so I don't think it's going to make a difference. Normal Judgment. Just a normal 200 elemental proc Judgment. Uniform is a mythic uniform. Here's his overall stats. Everything is capped that needs to be, besides for the critical rate. Could be a little bit higher. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's it. So, the gear and stuff, it's all 6-star. Uru. Everything is amplified, though. So, there you go. I'm going to tier 4 him when I can, but for right now, it's absolutely nuts what he's doing. As far as leadership options go, I mean, I've been experimenting now for a while, today and yesterday, since, you know, it's a new day. And honestly, I feel like Robbie Reyes' leadership with the Ignore Dodge seems to do almost as much as Ghost Panther. I am not getting a lot of success out of Ghost Rider leadership with his fire resistance, even with Robbie Reyes. So it's usually Ghost Panther or Robbie Reyes. Robbie Reyes has consistently been a higher score for me, so I do recommend you try both teams as well, see what works for you. When I do have a striker, I'm going to give him Black Widow because it's ABX, since he is the best striker for everyone for ABX and ABL, it seems like, even better than Black Widow and Thor, like I've said in previous videos. You can't have him as a striker for himself, so I'm going to give him Black Widow for ABX, Thor for ABL. What else should I mention? Yes, so Robbie Reyes, I do want to point out, and don't hate me, but I do have a 6-star artifact with an instinct match, so we are getting all these juicy bonuses as well. I have his uniform. I don't believe he has a uniform pass. Yeah, his uniform passive is for himself. But skill-wise, let's see, it's not that passive. It's this one here. So Flame Allies. So Robbie Reyes being on the team is giving all of these bonuses here. So increasing fire resist and 80% chance to become immune to fire damage and increase fire damage by 30%. Technically speaking, with that passive and using his leadership as well, there should be a stack there of fire resist, and then the artifact that Robbie Reyes has should do that amplification. I think I'll see it more with a tier 4. So with the tier 4, this might be a better team. I think the instinct doesn't kick on until tier 4. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's how that works. Ghost Panther, of course, could have the leadership of 30% increased fire damage with the critical rate increase, which, of course, then would technically make his critical rate be capped because of that leadership option there. And he also has the passive of the 45% damage dealt and increases fire damage just by being on the team, and he is holding an insight. So all around, this is probably the meta team for today once I tier 4 him. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Do with that what you will. Best of luck.